Arman Tsarukyan isn't one to bite his tongue. The Armenian lightweight contender has made a name for himself inside the UFC cage with relentless pressure, brutal wrestling, and an intensity that doesn't fade. But now, outside of the cage, Tsarukyan is making headlines for a very different reason, calling out UFC featherweight champion Ilia Topuria for what he claims is nothing more than a fake, manufactured lifestyle. The target of his shots? Private jets. In a recent fiery statement, Tsarukyan mocked Topuria's social media persona, accusing him of fabricating the image of a millionaire jet-setter. He tries to make it look like he's insanely rich, Tsarukyan said, his voice sharp with disdain. But in reality, I think he's flying on regular planes. He doesn't make that kind of money to be flying private jets from America to Europe or Georgia. Because even if he made $2-3 million, just one round trip on a jet would cost him $400K to $500K. Those numbers aren't exaggerations. A single transatlantic private jet flight can cost nearly $500,000, and that's not even considering the return trip. For a UFC fighter, even one as successful as Topuria, sustaining that kind of lifestyle is nearly impossible. And that's exactly Tsarukyan's point. To him, Topuria's curated Instagram lifestyle, the designer clothes, the expensive watches, the high-end parties, and above all, the private jet flights, is little more than smoke and mirrors, a facade to build an image, to keep fans believing he's not only the champion inside the octagon, but also living like one outside of it. But Arman Tsarukyan isn't buying it. The lightweight contender who has fought his way through the shark tank of the UFC's 155-pound division sees through the flash. In his eyes, Topuria's carefully crafted persona is nothing but a performance. Flying private every once in a while? Sure, maybe. But making it look like it's your life? That's fake. That's trying too hard. And the truth always comes out. For Tsarukyan, who has always carried himself with a no-nonsense grind-first mentality, this isn't just a personal jab at Topuria. It's a shot at what he sees as a growing trend in MMA. Fighters trying to sell a lifestyle that doesn't reflect reality. The UFC, despite being the biggest promotion in combat sports, does not pay its athletes on the level of boxing's top stars or mainstream sports leagues like the NFL or NBA. A champion like Ilia Topuria may very well make a few $1 million per fight, but that money is spread across taxes, management fees, training camps, and other expenses. The idea of burning nearly $500,000 on a single round trip across the Atlantic? It doesn't add up. And that's the crack Tsarukyan is exploiting. This isn't the first time fighters have been accused of exaggerating their wealth. Flashy cars, rented jewelry, staged photo shoots. It's all part of a culture that thrives on appearance. In the age of Instagram, perception often matters more than reality. Fans see the jets, the cars, the money, and they believe the fighter must be living like a king. But the truth, as Tsarukyan suggests, may be far less glamorous. By calling out Topuria, Tsarukyan isn't just exposing what he sees as a fraud. He's also playing a dangerous psychological game. Fighters like Topuria thrive on confidence, on building a larger-than-life image that intimidates opponents before they even step into the cage. By publicly tearing down that image, Tsarukyan is trying to expose weakness, to show fans and fighters alike that behind the shine, there's nothing special. It's a bold move, especially considering Topuria's meteoric rise. The featherweight champion has become a superstar in Spain and Georgia, known for his undefeated record, his highlight reel knockouts,
and his fiery personality. He's cultivated an aura of invincibility, both in and out of the cage. But Tsarukyan's words strike at the core of that aura: authenticity. Because if fans start to believe that Ilia's private jet lifestyle is fake, what else might be? In combat sports, image is everything. Muhammad Ali called himself the greatest. Conor McGregor strutted in custom suits and yachts, making fans believe he was untouchable. For Topuria, the private jet persona is part of that same tradition. But unlike McGregor, who actually cashed 9-figure checks from boxing, Topuria's income doesn't appear to justify the same extravagance. And Arman Tsarukyan knows it. That's what makes this attack so powerful. It's not about fighting styles or rankings, it's about perception. Tsarukyan is planting seeds of doubt in fans' minds, in the media, and maybe even in Topuria himself. If the public starts to see Ilia's lifestyle as fake, it chips away at the mystique he's worked so hard to build. But it also creates controversy, and controversy sells. Whether fans agree with Tsarukyan or rally behind Topuria, the storyline is compelling. It turns what could have been just another fight into something personal, something bigger than the cage. Tsarukyan versus Topuria may not be booked yet, but the battle has already begun. Not with punches, but with words. And in the world of MMA, sometimes the war of words is just as brutal as the one inside the octagon. Arman Tsarukyan's message is simple. Ilia Topuria's jets are fake, his lifestyle is fake, and his image is built on lies. The only question now, how will Ilia Topuria respond?